Good evening, everybody. Everybody, I say, there's only three looking in, but good evening to all three of you. And I hope you all are well. Welcome back to Ipswich. Forgive me, I've got one of these cough sweets again installed in my mouth because I have a little bit of a cold, sore throat type thing. But we'll get through this without any bother whatsoever. And you can see immediately that we're not doing too bad at the moment. You might notice that 5-0 result in the corner there might have caught your eye. The EFL Cup semi-final second leg where we beat Man United by 5-0. I don't understand it. I have no idea what happened. We were 4-2 down. And we came back and absolutely thrashed them. They made some odd selection choices and paid for it. I don't think that they're going to make the same mistake today. Yeah, that probably is. But hopefully, Cleggy, we're all okay. So I don't think United are going to be pushovers today. And in fact, I've had a quick scoot round the data hub and I've looked at various things. The only weak link I can find is Rashford, so I might have to just force them out left. The other thing is the press. They press harder than any team, and just learning from the Villa save. I'm trying to learn from the Villa save. I'm going to play in a 4-3-3. According to the data hub, it doesn't matter whether you play in a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3 or an 8-2 formation. They do create far many chances than the opposition, so it really doesn't matter. Decided to rotate a little bit, brought in Velasco. Dropped Morstadt because he hasn't been quite right since he came back from injury. And I'm going to try Winkler as a deep line forward on support. Learning from Aston Villa, because against Juventus, we did this kind of thing against Juventus. And against Juventus, I did a shorter passing but played fairly wide because of a balance. That's saying standard, but it's going to be fairly wide. Should I play with a shorter passing game, take them on at passing? I don't know. Maybe I'll start with that, and we'll have to think about it as it goes on. But I do want to play with a higher tempo. We'll work the ball into the box, although we're not going to get many chances. That might actually hold us back. So just take a shot, boys. Dribble us, play for set pieces. And I think I might ask Alande to roam around a little bit, and possibly the same with Valesco. The reason for that is that allegedly they're not very good at marking. I can't see it, but we'll try it out. I might even ask Scott to just roam from position. We're going to have to create some movement somehow to actually beat them. So get a few players to roam around a little bit. Transition, we're going to regroup. But we will counterattack. And at speed, I guess, because that's why we have the higher tempo. Get it up to their defensive third as fast as possible. I'm going to play in a low block with a lower line, because this team has got bags of pace. So we'll step up more with a lower line and have a trigger press, a little bit more of a trigger press. Good evening, Neil. How you doing? Yeah, I've only got water here, Cleggy. One of the problems that I have... Did I just say that? Good evening, Neil. Hope you're well. One of the problems I have with this team is that it's continually changing, and so the familiarity doesn't seem to move very much. And also I've changed some of the roles today, which hasn't helped. We've got Mane, Diamande, and players like Keita, all brand new. The front three, plus the central midfielders, are not new. Missouri is new. So familiarity is a problem. Kagri, how are you? I hope you're well. Good to see you. So I'm not going to play incautious. I'm going to play balance. We got to give ourselves half a chance. But it's this lower line, which I'm learning from Aston Villa, can be very useful against teams who have got bags of pace and who are going to look to find these spaces outside your full-backs or your wing-backs. I've also included Atom as the left-back today, just because he's tall, got good defensive abilities, and rather than have time and bombing up and down the pitch, better to have good defensive qualities there. I'm thinking about changing those over, because I know Scott doesn't like to get further forward. I'll have a look at the player instructions in a minute, and I might switch those over, these two over. Not quite sure how good João Gomez is going to be as a centre mid on attack, but we'll give him a go, because I know that Scott doesn't really want to get too far forward. He'd rather sit here and pass it around. So that's what we'll do with him. We'll put him on a DLP role, and we'll see if he can find a few passes. I don't fancy this game at all. I really don't. But that's the team that I'm going with. And we'll say a quick prayer. I don't think... I am just been watching soccer. I just put PSG and Atletico on. Okay, I just watched that nonsense game, Bayern Munich 10, Auckland 0. I actually didn't watch it all. I was setting things up. I was making dinner. And people were talking about this. What am I doing? I want to turn the sound off. People were talking about this World Club Cup and the TV coverage and stuff. I kind of like, I'm starting to agree with them if this is what is going to happen in the early rounds. And it's not going to be the greatest football, although I did enjoy the game last night, the 0-0 draw. So, and they were not two well-known teams. They just put on a good show, I thought, and it turned out to be a 0-0 draw, but very enjoyable. Now, I know he's going to play. There's no point in bringing him inside. He's coming inside anyway. And Martinez is going to make a 3 when he comes into midfield, allowing Mainu to go forward. That's how I know they're going to play. So no point in bringing him inside. He's coming inside anyway. But we might. What I might do is have someone follow him around, and we'll try that. I think his right foot is a good option, just simply because it make life uncomfortable for him. Kobu Mainu is a little bit tired, which is good news, although it doesn't seem to matter in FM. They could have that heart empty on the red and it wouldn't make any difference. I think I'm just going to close him down. I think tight marking him would be not a good idea. And now I do know he is a pain in the butt, this guy, Mason Mount, in Football Manager. He's brave, but he's not very strong, so hard tackling is not an option. I'm actually going to tight mark him. I think we'll tight mark him. And what I might do also is to turn him onto his left foot. Might wonder why. And the reason is I want him to pass out to Rashford. Rashford apparently is letting the team down. So I want him to pass it out to Rashford. Jadon Sancho, this is where their pace is going to come into it. He's not the paciest, and I want him coming inside. So left foot, and I'm going to hard tackle him. And hard tackle, left foot. But because he's coming inside and has a fairly decent... I'm going to close him down. He has a fairly decent left foot. I'm going to close him down just to stop him getting shots off. Bruno Fernandes, I have no idea what to do with him except to tight mark him, because the only reason for that is it might discourage them from passing to him. And Rashford, I really don't want to do anything with him apart turn him onto his left foot. That's all I really want to do. Send him outside. He's not playing very well. Højlund, I'm not going to do anything with at all. He's way overvalued in FM. And I think that's how I'm going to leave it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Velasco to track Tomiyasu into midfield. And then I don't know if I want to have Atom tight marking Sancho at the moment. I don't want to get too tight to these players. But I do know that I want him to close down a little bit more. And also Mane, I want him to close down a little bit more as well. And Missouri, because I just want him to show him outside, close down less. And that's it. Here we go. I mean, I've no idea how to play against this United team. Yeah, let's say that if you carry your last performance, you'll do well. We did well against Leeds. We dominated the game. It was only 2-0 in the end, but it was a good performance. Hey, Sauce, how you doing? So, I'm just thinking about this back line. If we play deep, I'm trying desperately to stop United being dangerous. So dangerous on the left-hand side. They're not dangerous on Rashford's side. So hopefully Mount will be forced to play it out to Rashford's side of the pitch. And hopefully Atom can control things down here. Now, I did tell him to close down more, but he didn't do it then. Has it actually registered? Let's have him close down a little bit more. Atom has got decent pace, so he can go at him. There's no reason why he can't close him down. Even if he gets past him, Atom's got the pace to recover. It's not looking promising at the start. They're finding it too easy to pass it through the middle. And that's the problem that I have against teams with this gegenpress and extreme pace, is where do you put the line? Because they're going to press us high up the pitch. And maybe I do need to go a little bit more direct. If we're not winning these knockdowns, it means that we're not in the game. So somehow we've got to... I can't bring the line back any further, and I think it's too risky to raise the line at the moment. So we'll just go short passing, higher tempo for now. United are going to have all the possession. It's just about whether we defend properly. And I don't know how Rashford, I can see why he's letting the team down, I guess. I don't know how they managed to get behind my defence there. I think that was a pass from the right-hand midfield. Who was that? That was Mainu, wasn't it? I think was the responsible for that pass. Could have been the central defender. And Missouri's got himself a yellow card. This is just... This team isn't improving. Every time I think I improve this team, it just looks worse. And we've got the Caribou Cup final coming up, and I've got to protect my unbeaten record in finals in that against Arsenal. But this team, I just have no confidence in at all. Absolutely zero. They just don't seem to be able to do any job that I ask them to do. And every time I think the team's improving, it actually gets worse. It's very strange. But at the moment, I mean, it's not so bad. There's 15 minutes gone. They've had 2 shots, and one of those was a free kick, and one of those was Rashford, actually for once looking like real life and blasting it over the bar from... It was actually easier to score. So defensively, I'm not too unhappy, even though they've had all the ball. They've looked like they're the biggest threat. Oh, Winkler, I knew I should have played more stat. He's supposed to be a wonder kid. He can't even control the ball, let alone pass it or score. He's just like an absolute dummy. How long is it? Oh, well, that was a good decision to bring Velasco in. He's gone and got injured straight away. Is he going to recover from that, though? I can't have a passenger on the pitch, that's for sure. We'll give him 5 minutes, see if he recovers. The way he was waving at me, it looked like he was dying. So I've got like paramedics on standby for him. No, there's chance, penalty, ref. Come on, referee. That's a stonewall penalty. And we've actually come back into the game now. I'm not quite sure why. I didn't make a change there, did I? Maybe Velasco getting injured has fired him up a little bit. But we're actually looking quite dangerous at the moment. And maybe I did make the right call with the short passing. But it's got to be higher tempo. We've got to try. Yeah, here we go. He's got to come off. So what I might do, which is maybe a cunning plan, is to bring Allende over to the left. Bring Winkler onto the wing, and then bring Morstadt on up front. That might be the way to go about things. So let's try it that way, Mr. Assistant, not your way. But we are looking quite dangerous. It would be good to get a few points. Oh, he hit the crossbar. Keita did come to me earlier in the week when I was moving it on, and had a quiet word with me and said, "Oi, mister, why did you leave me out of the European squad?" But I just kind of told him, I need you for the Premier League more than anything else. So he said, "Oh, that sounds good. We'll see how it goes." So I have to make sure I'm playing him in the Premier League games. And then somebody else came and had a quiet word with me here just before. Who was that? That was Winkler. Because I downgraded him to regular starter from important player. Oh, bollocks. It just doesn't matter where I put this line. Through balls over the top. I think it is too low. I think the line is too low. So I'm just going to pull it up a notch. And we have to do some. I don't know what to do about Kobe Mainu. He's just coming up from the Volante. Maybe I need somebody to track him. I'm going to push the line up a notch because I suspected it was too low. And then I've got to decide what to do with Kobe Mainu. And it might be that somebody has to track him. I just, where did that come from? We were absolutely dominating the game for a few minutes. And that's just come out of nowhere. FM, I love it. You can see we'd actually taken over the game. We've restricted them to 3 shots. So defensively, it's kind of working out, but that through ball was just, and the movement, I'd have been pleased with that myself. And they are looking for these little through balls, aren't they? And the only other thing I can think of to prevent that from happening is to go with a higher line. Let's go into a mid-block with a higher line. We're going to have to defend out of our skin now. But it's just the line is too low. The line's too low. And if they're going to be threading these little balls from midfield, we have to close that. And I thought by putting 3 in midfield, we might get some possession from midfield. Now that's a lovely pass. Come on, Missouri. Bring it down. Nice ball in the box. Oh, come on, FM. Give us a shot at this game, will you? United have 1 shot on target. It goes in. How many have we had? Give us a chance at this game, FM, will you? And can you just reflect that my team is getting better, not worse? Oh, come on. I mean, it's not so bad. I mean, I have no idea how this Man United team have lost any games this season. Because, in FM, I wish they were like this in real life. I really do. In FM, they are just unstoppable. But they're only sitting in 5th, so I'm not really quite sure why they're saving this for me. Go on, Morstadt. Oh, unlucky boy. I'd say we've given them a game. In fact, our XG is better than theirs. So I'm a bit fuming again with this bloody game. And I'll lie to them and say that I believe in them. And he wasn't that bad, but he was. But now he's gone off anyway. He's still on, isn't he? What are you nervous for? Just go out and enjoy yourself. Have they made any subs? I have to decide what to do about Mainu. Good Lord, how many subs have they made? They're a bit worried about us. Oh, we know there's no need to bring him inside because we know he's coming inside anyway. So they've taken off Hoyland. Don't blame them. Who is this boy? He looks like a youngster. No, he's 26 years old. He's not. Just going to turn him onto his right foot. Don't want to do any more than that. And then Luke Shaw is coming on. And I'm going to turn him onto his right foot, that's all. 3 subs at half time. Is that because of tiredness, or are they just getting a little bit scared that we're in this game? Alande, Winkler, what's the matter with you boys? Come on. We'll play him as an inverted winger, actually, rather than inside forward. Just want him running across and looking for players rather than taking it all on himself. We're definitely not out of this game. And I think looking at the chances for both teams, if we look at what is the possession playing in this 50-50, we've got a better XG. And I just wonder, when is this game going to recognise that we actually have been dominating nearly every game that we've played in? When is it actually going to start recognising that? Instead of having us in 15th just because it's having a laugh at us. Just because that's what it feels like. And again, we are certainly on the offensive, creating that, using Rome from position to create the movement. We got United sitting right back at times. You can see it's... Where's Mainu gone? Mainu's gone off. Kartsev has come on now. And again, we're on the offensive again, but we've lost it that time. I got to think about Allende. I don't know why I signed him, to be honest. I signed him because he's supposed to be brilliant at taking set pieces. But I might as well have signed someone with 8 set piece taking, because he's just been absolutely awful at it. There's no way he should even be anywhere near a set piece. And I'm just wondering, when is this game going to actually represent my players properly, instead of what it's doing at the moment? Look at the XG. Our XG is way superior to United's. We are simply the better team. And the game is just not recognising that. We are the better team in every game we play. And the game refuses to recognise that. That's why we're in 15th and not high up in the table. We are creating so many chances. United will break away and score in a minute. I know what's going to happen. Got a 92% pass completion, which is really good given that the tempo that we're playing at. What I've got to be careful is a counter-attack. But because I've got regroup on, hopefully we should get back in time. But we've definitely got them pinned in at the moment. I'm going to have to make some changes in a minute because some players are just dreadful. I mean, the United, they totally misrepresent United in FM. It's always the same. They're totally misrepresented in the game. And in fact, if they actually represent them properly, this would be an easy win. It would just be a stroll in the park for us. I mean, the bad passing that they're doing at the moment is a good representation, in all fairness. But they're way too clinical in front of goal for my liking. Go on, Winkler, do something useful. Well, it's a corner. I'm not quite sure it's the right thing that he's doing. Why is he playing as a winger and not as an inverted winger, as I told him to? It's not going to be our day. It's just United are going to break away and score another one again. I don't know what this game is up to with this save. I really don't. So Winkler, both wingers, absolute shambles. More stats, not much better. So we'll bring on... Which side, I wonder? I want them both coming inside if possible. So he's probably better on the right-hand side. Am I correct? Am I correct on that? It's a very strong left foot. Better on the right-hand side. And let's play him as... I think he's not a bad goal scorer, this boy, isn't he? Yeah, finishing is good. So let's play him as an inside forward. And we'll play him on a support duty. I'm going to tell him to shoot more often. I don't see why not. Somebody's got to have a shot here. And then we're going to up the ante here because I'm going to play him as a complete forward on attack. And then Allende will be replaced by Arribas. He can play as an inverted winger. And Missouri, I don't want him to cut inside now. I just want him to go outside. And I think that's it for now. One more change later. I'd like, come on, FM. Let's start representing the game properly, can we? Again, it's up front. We cannot score goals again. Like 6 shots, 1 on target. We've really outplayed United from the moment that they scored their goal. Well, just before they scored their goal, we've outplayed them. They had a good start. Our lines were too low, but we corrected that. And maybe we should have worked the ball into the box now, turned on, especially if we are the better team. I'm not quite sure I asked them to press this high either. So this is a poor representation of what I asked them to do. I have got them not counter-pressing. But the team have decided, let's ignore the boss. Come on, we're in. Oh, he's missed it. Oh, FM. Franco, I can't even say his name. Come on, he's had 2 key passes already. He's only been on about 5 minutes. It's like, oh, there's the other goal, is it? I did say they'd break away and score. It's gone out for a set piece. This must be it. The Mauricio, these players just can't score. 2 of them are world-class players. One of them, they're both young, I accept, but they've been playing with us for a year. But they couldn't hit a barn door if it fell on them. And they've got, like, experienced players have had to get rid of Luca because he was just an unbelievable nightmare. He couldn't score if the goal actually was about 4 inches in front of him and nobody was in there, he'd miss. So I had to sell him because he was just a liability. Everybody I brought in cannot score. And every time I improve this team, it gets worse. And it's got to the point where it is so bad this year. It's just really bad. The players I bring in are absolute rubbish. every single time. You know, I could bring in the best player in the world and his career would end within 6 months. There's something that the game is doing I'm not aware of. And it's part of the game's great big puzzle, but I can't figure out what it is at all. I really can't. It's got me beat. And I don't mind accepting it. I'm beaten. Graham back for Gomez. All these players that I'm actually bringing on now are supposed to be improvements to the team. And I do really put them on the bench because I can't stand the sight of them anymore. And the other ones who are on the pitch are just absolute nightmares. And I don't want to win the Carabao Cup at the expense of this unbelievable nonsense that the game is doing in the Premier League. I have no interest in winning the Carabao Cup if you're going to, if I have to trade in Premier League results for it. I've got no interest. I didn't really want to beat United 5-0. That wasn't my fault that they put a team from the car park and I never heard of any of them. So that wasn't my fault. And if that's the plan, yeah, we've won the Carabao Cup, but we're going to get relegated. I don't like the plan very much. We could survive relegation. Because I don't know how we can play so well in these cup competitions and hardly can get a point in the Premier League. And I don't know what the game is that's going on here. And I don't want to be in Europe. I've had enough of Europe. And is it going to say, okay, let's let him win the Conference League? Maybe that's the plan as well. I don't want to be in Europe. Stop putting me there. We've just been extremely... Well, I'm not going to use the phrase unlucky. I've absolutely no idea what the game is doing. We have been totally the better team once again and come away with nothing. And that is the story of the season. We have absolutely trounced everybody in every game. That is a sending off. He was through. Yeah, that's a sending off, but it's too late. It's full time, you donkey. There's nothing I can do about it now. Somebody, go on, please. No, he's not going to score. We're not allowed to score. I don't know what it is. That must go down as a shot on target, though, surely. I think they changed their way of playing, Mr. Assistant, a long time ago. Why are you wasting time now? Is that my fault for not taking that off? Yeah, not even Atom can do it anymore. I just don't know what to do. I'm totally at a loss. Yes, I did set the game up badly. I was concerned about extreme pace that they had. Yeah, the lines were low, but since we changed the lines, we've absolutely annihilated them. And the game will not let me score a goal. But the opposition only need one shot, and that's it. Bang, in the back of the net. I have no idea. We should have won that game. What's going on? And that is one of the issues that I'm having. The other issue that I'm having is that every time I improve the team, it gets worse. I don't know what to do. Absolutely no idea what to do anymore. This has become a nightmare save. Well, unfortunate, Mauricio, is not the word. This is coded into the game. And this has just become one of those, there are levels of difficulty coded into the game. And this is obviously one of the tougher ones. And I cannot get out of this cycle of the team getting worse somehow getting into a European competition, which gives then the game the excuse with the European hangover to put me low down the league. And I cannot get out of this cycle. And I can't get out of the cycle of being the better team week in, week out and losing. And I'm at a loss. And I kind of think that the best thing for me to do is go on holiday, because I am the amount of effect I have on the game is pointless. So I might as well just go on holiday and leave it to the assistant. I can't figure this out at all. All right, what's next? Leicester, Crystal Palace. Couple of defeats coming up here then, but there's no Europe, no cup games. It's 2 cup games after, including the cup final. And I do have a record to defend. When is the next game? 3 days. Oh my good God. Some of these players are they're just not trying. It feels like the game's saying they're not trying. Why are they not trying? What's wrong with them? They're all happy. The dynamics is great. One unhappy player. Managerial support, great. Team cohesion's really good. 2 players unhappy. Who are they? One of them is Grenbach, who I just need to sell because he's absolute rubbish. Contrasting personalities. Is this the issue? And because of the personality, many of the players haven't formed a meaning relationship with others. But how does that work then if they don't have good relationships? I don't get this game at all. The hierarchy is good. We have a good hierarchy, good levels of influential players, good levels of everything is good as far as I can see. In fact, we have probably about the normal amount of other players. And looking at them, they deserve to be other players. Everybody seems to be fine. I don't get it. I really just don't get it. And I don't know. It's like, I know this game has levels of difficulty. And I do believe they are linked to your profile, to your managerial profile. If you change your managerial profile, you'll start from a very easy level. But most of us don't. We don't change our managerial profile ever. We just go with the same one. So as you play more saves and more games, you're gaining experience. So that each time you start a new save, the game looks back at your total experience as that manager and decides the level of difficulty of the save. And so if you don't change your manager profile, they just get harder and harder and harder. And I guess this is probably one of the top ranked difficult saves because I'm stuck in a cycle that I can't get out of. And I keep getting told this, quality players, top players, but I'm not buying it anymore. They're all rubbish. And I'm not praising his recent form. He just had a bad game. Same with him. So I don't know. I mean, has anybody got any idea how to get out of this cycle? We were the better team again. And I'm tired of saying we were the better team and got nothing out of it. It's just unbelievable. Well, they're not very good, to be fair. I need to go back to near post headers. I've got to rotate for this game. What am I doing this one? I've got to rotate for this game. Oh, I don't want to go mixed. What are you doing? Where's near post? There it is. I haven't got time This is what I would do now, is spend like about 3 hours in the data hub. But I just don't have time. But I do want to have a look at a couple of things. They're playing a tiki-taka, are they? That's very ambitious. Extreme pressing. Well, Leicester did at one time, I suppose, do a bit of extreme pressing. Defensive actions are all in there, pretty much in their defensive third. Possession lost. There is some lost high up the pitch, but there's an awful lot lost. So they play the game a lot in their half. Let's have a look at their defending. Yeah, they do a lot of defending from what I can see. Their pressing intensity is interesting, because if they're playing a tiki-taka, they should be pressing. There's a low number of opposition passes per defensive action, so they are pressing, but they have a low defensive line, and that is quite interesting, that they're playing this high pressing game with a low defensive line. I just tried that against United, and it clearly didn't work. High defensive line. See, we allow a high number of opposition passes per defensive action. I know that because we're not very good at pressing, so it's pointless clicking that button ever. We do play with a high defensive line, though, normally. But we just maybe need to press. Let's just try pressing. Let's have a look at this one. See, we're getting into the right area here, whereas Leicester are completely in the wrong area. So we should be pressing these. They shouldn't be pressing us, but we should be pressing them. Let's have a quickly look at this one. Yeah, they're totally in the wrong area. We're getting towards the right area, but not quite there yet. But they are totally in the wrong area for pressing. Anyway, I don't know what else I can have a look at. I can go to the analyst report, and we can have a quick look at this. Formations faced. The 4-3-3, they got a +6 and a -3. So let's play a gegenpress in the 4-2-3-1. Without going into too much detail about them, let's just try a gegenpress in a 4-2-3-1. And so Keita needs to play here. And let's rotate the team a little bit. Dominguez is injured. Oh, well, there's that rotation gone. Silva's not ready yet, is he? I think he didn't have a bad game when he came on. Which side did he come on? It was that one, wasn't it? Left foot very strong, yeah. So let's give him a game. Let's demote Allende, because I don't know why I'm even thinking about... João Gomez can come in here. Oh, not there, you twat. Here, then. Thank you. Scott can play up here. Let's try Scott. He's gone down a star this season. That's how bad it's getting. I mean, if they're going to sit back with a low block, we do have to have movement. We got to have movement in here. I'm going to play. Can he play? Yeah, let's play him as a complete forward on attack. He's capable of doing it, and we'll have him roam from position again, because if we're just static and pressing them hard, we're not going to do anything. So we have to have these players on roam from position. That's just to create movement. Otherwise, you play with static roles. It's just like knocking on a door. and Missouri. So I'm going to have to rotate some of this team as well. We'll come back to that. But we need to finish it off, don't we? We'll play a gegenpress. I'm going to keep the higher tempo to go with that movement. I'm not going to. We'll play fairly wide, and we're going to play positive, which that should mean fairly wide now. And forget the underlap. And then we are going to work the ball into the box if we're going to play in their half. Take that off. I'm going to be more expressive, allow them to play counter press and play high up the pitch. So we'll rotate the team as well a little bit. I don't want to rotate too much. I am really struggling to understand this save. And one of the things that I've thought about is, like, stop making transfers. Like, because this team is not being allowed to settle. But if somebody leaves, I've got to replace them. But I am in a situation now where if someone leaves, I don't have to replace them, except for a goalkeeper. I'll need to replace a goalkeeper. If one of those leaves, I don't need to replace him. I've got 3 if one of them goes. If one of these leaves, I'll be all right. I'll be fine. If one of these leaves, we're looking good. And so, like, plenty. If midfielder wants to go, then I'll happily show him where the door is. And the same with these wingers. Yeah, so it's just the defenders I really need to keep an eye on and say, no, you can't leave. But maybe it's about the transfer, and if somebody leaves, don't replace them. Don't try to improve on it. Let the team play together. And this is what I'm finding difficult to do, because at the moment I had a really poor defence with all the people who left. I had to bring players in. I couldn't just go into the season with 2 central defenders. So I don't know what it is, but we've tried to keep the front players the same, but I also needed a good defensive midfielder who we brought in. Now leave it. That's the only thing maybe that I can think of. I'm going to go with what he suggests, apart from Allende. And then I'm going to switch. I don't want Allende in the team anymore. So I'm going to put him here and then switch those 2 over. Arribas is happier on the left. And Allende can go and stew in the corner somewhere. Who do I bring off the bench? I've got Finkgraf, who's back, so he can come on and do the left back role. So, yeah, hold on. I know you're not going to be dropped. I also need Garosabal and then Diamande. Actually, I'm going to give Diamande the day off. Dominguez is still not fit. So Makengo for Bajcetic. It's a shame about Bajcetic because he was my best player when I only had 2 central defenders. Covering as the central defender. And it's a shame he can't just get even on the bench anymore. He did such a good job for me as the central defender when I didn't have any. So Gren back. I may have to play Allende there. Maybe the wing isn't the correct position for him. Maybe he'd be better in midfield. Morstadt and Velasco. There we go. So we rotate a little bit, but oh yeah, Luca excited. I don't know why, because you couldn't score either. That's why I sold you. I don't know why you're excited. Excited that we're not going to score again. That was horrid. I hate games like that. That's horrid. If you're gonna lose at least once, FM, can we be the worst team? you know, but the game always makes it look like you are the better team. And I get like, please, if we're gonna lose, can we be the worst team on the pitch sometimes? Instead of being the better team all the time. It drives me nuts. $6.55 is it's not worth telling him off. We'll just keep an eye on it. As he's new to the squad. So I don't know. If anybody's got any ideas of how I can break this cycle, I would be very happy to know. The only thing I can think of is stop making the team worse by bringing in players. And I think that I'm bringing in better players, or at least my scouts are telling me these are much better players than the rubbish you've got. And when I bring them in, I find they're worse. And I just don't know what it is. No, he's not playing for a while. I'm going to sulk. Let's do that and then check it over. Now, we've got to play positive. We've got to win this game. None of this balanced nonsense anymore. If I lose, I lose. If it doesn't matter because I'm going to lose anyway. So I don't know why you think it matters. It's just going to keep me in 15th. I played this game for too long. No matter what I do, it doesn't matter. So let's go and have a look at Leicester, who are allegedly not that great a team. We should be rolling over Leicester. I'm just going to turn him onto his left foot. Just make his life a little uncomfortable. He's not pacey. He's probably going to play as an inverted wing back, though. So I'll just do right foot. And I think I'll close him down. And then he definitely needs to be closed down. And we'll turn him onto his left foot. And these two boys are going to be the problem. I type mark him, that's all. And then Dewsbury Hall is also a problem. Close him down and right foot. And these boys I just can leave them alone. I think probably left foot and hard tackle him. Let's bring him inside. 12 crossing is neither here nor there. You can't make any judgment on that, as is 13. They either are good on the day or they're not. Hard tackle and turn him outside then. Okay. Hard tackle, left foot. It's Luke Bay scores. He couldn't hit a barn door against me when he was playing for me. So I had to sell him. He was just like, he's probably one of the worst players I've ever signed. And Bay scores today. Left foot. So he is going outside. Yeah, that's good. And this one. Yeah, that's good. Because we're bringing him inside. Okay. There's a little rotation from the assistant there, but not too much. It's a match we should be winning, and that's why I've gone positive, Mr. Assistant. And it's just about movement. If they're going to sit with a low line, it's really just about movement. And if we are in static roles, then they're going to be impossible to break down. But I found at Aston Villa that if you create the movement with using that roam from position, then you can score goals. But I know this Ipswich team can't. And not even Atom can do it anymore, which is like a horrible. He used to be banging them in as a hobby. Now he couldn't hit a barn door if it fell on him. I just got to, I think, watch what they're doing on the counter-attack. And if I was in full match, I'd be able to see. But unfortunately, even in comprehensive, I can't really see the whole story. But there is movement, which is good. I can see that there's a bit of movement going on, and we still can't put it in the net. Even when two players on the opposition make dreadful errors in the 6-yard box, we still can't score. Oh. Come on, FM. Enough of this now. You've had your time making me suffer. Now let's address the balance. If another game now here, we are definitely the better team. There's no doubt about it until that happened. That's Keita, who is allegedly a very good player, just gave the ball away. And is probably going to turn out to be an absolute nightmare as well. And there's no reason for him to give the ball away. He just stabbed it to the opposition. He was in perfect control of it. And they said, here you are then. I didn't see you there. Here's a ball for you. But again, we're clearly the better team. And we're going to get no reward again today, I'm willing to bet. We are giving the ball away a lot. Just wondering if we're a little bit too wide. Oh, you're going to give us a reward ever? No. Well, we're not likely to score from a cross like that either. Only 76% of the possession, so it's probably not enough to justify being the better team at the moment. I don't like these free kicks we keep giving away either. And I had a funny feeling like one-shot wonders was coming up there. Hey, Callum. Good to see you. Come on. Let's keep an eye on Keita's rating, because I don't think he's going to have a very good game today. He's on a 6.8, so he's not bad, given the howler that he just made. Well, at least we're creating opportunities. If we don't score, we don't score. Oh, Atom! Where did you turn up from? But it's a set piece. It's not from open play. I'll take it, but I'd like to see something from open play. Soccer Aid. Is that are PSG playing in the World Club Championship? I guess they are, aren't they? Who are they playing? PSG Atletico Madrid. I would have liked to have seen that game on TV rather than the Bayern Munich farce. But unfortunately, I'm not signing up to DAZN and And even if you sign up, it's only low quality that you're getting. So you're like getting 360p. And the idea that they're doing with that is that you think that, oh yeah, now I can watch all the games, but it's such poor quality that the idea is they force you then to think like, oh, I might as well sign up and pay the full premium price. So I'm not falling for that. I'll just watch the Channel 5 games. And it's a shame that Channel 5 aren't showing. They're showing the wrong one, really, aren't they, today? I suppose they're not going to get the best games of the day, Channel 5. Otherwise, that doesn't make it any money. So we have to put up with what we've got. I think the next live one in Channel 5 is Chelsea, isn't it? So my team is not creating enough chances and playing terribly, wins 4-0. Who's winning 4-0, Eric? We are like we are so dull. We just like, did you see? Did you see that Manchester United game just now? I do not understand this save at all. We are always the dominant team. Let's have a look here how this is going. Clearly dominant in possession. Slightly better in XG, but we've created more chances. But I would say that Leicester are next to score. Looking at the game, Leicester are going to score next. I don't think this gegenpress is working very well. Arribas, though, 2 key passes. One of them must have been the corner. I don't believe that stat. Let's get closer in. This is like this is Leicester. But then the pundit said that, oh, come on, FM. I know we are world champions at hitting the woodwork. I know that. These are supposed to be 2 similar teams. So if we are only as good as Leicester, in all these last 3 seasons, have not improved this team one jot. So all those transfers that I've made have actually made the team worse. And I told you Leicester were going to score next. Could be offside, though. No, it's awarded. I told you. You can. I should actually be in the prediction game. For all, again, being the better team, it actually doesn't matter. Oh, I don't want to see it again. That's just to upset me as well. It really doesn't matter. Back down to 15th. That's where you want me, so put me there. And keep me there. Once again, clearly the better team. I mean, I could buy the best striker in the world, 250 million, and it would end his career. Absolutely finish his career. He probably wouldn't score a goal. The way I'm feeling at the moment, I might as well just get the youth team in here. Just say bollocks to it and get the youth team in. They couldn't do any worse. That was just plain greedy. Who was that? Franco. Let's have a shout at them. Doesn't do any good, but it will make me feel better. Nah, this gegenpress is not working. They're just passing it around us like it's Sunday school. Yeah, we're gonna. If I don't get off this press, we're gonna give another goal away. I think I might actually regroup, and I might have to drop the line because they're getting behind me, and they're gonna score again in a minute if I don't do something. So let's drop this line, mid block, and regroup. Because it doesn't matter if I'm the better team or not, because I'm not allowed to score goals, so I'm just going to have to defend. And this team has proved time and time again they cannot play a pressing game, which is why I'm not playing it. But I just thought, let's give it a try. It might be that, but it's not. They cannot play a pressing game. I don't know why. Their teamwork and acceleration is pretty good. The decisions making is not great, and I think that probably carries a huge amount of weight. But anybody who's got really good decisions, I can't seem to buy them. I can't ever seem to afford players like that. So I could end up with 13s in terms of decision making, 14 tops. What did you do there? Like, even the games are just like, the animations are just laughing at me. Like, he turned around and then just kicked the ball out of play. He did a little pirouette and then thought that was nice, but I don't want the ball though. I'll do that again, but I don't know. What's this bloody thing? I don't want that. Oh, this drives me up the wall. I don't know why I just don't abandon this save. And the next save that I do, I'm going to change my manager profile. I just call myself LC or something. Then the match engine will think I'm just starting again, and I might get a few easy levels. I had nothing but trouble since this one began. And that's because when I did the Journeyman, I started from the beginning. And in that save, I won 30 trophies in 10 seasons. So that goes on your record. And like, if I keep the same manager profile, that's on his record. How come I got another winger who's injured? This is driving me nuts. I might tell him to be more disciplined. But then if I tell him to be disciplined, I'll have to take those roam from positions off. And then we'll never score then. Mind you, we can only score from a set piece now. We cannot score from open play, but this is a corner. Maybe Atom can do it again. But I don't often see him score twice in a game. Doesn't happen very often twice. Aribas is just having a laugh. He's just he's trying to embarrass me in front of the crowd. I just tell him that you've just not been acceptable. Totally unhappy with everything. Any subs? Indeedy. Probably need to close him down on left foot. They brought on Harry Maguire. Have they bought him back from United, have they? And then hard tackle him and close him down. Right, and we have to make a sub because he's gone. That means I'm going to have to play... Oh no, I can play Velasco. I don't have to play Allende. And they've all had a right royal dressing down. Have they? Yeah, we've done all that, haven't we? So, come on. FM, please, start representing the game. No, he's not going to score twice from a set piece. That is a very, very rare thing. Except he's gone and scored twice. Well, it's the rare thing that's happened. But I'm not happy that we are only scoring from set pieces. Now, what I'm going to do is be more disciplined, I think. If we are more disciplined now, then I'll take roam from position off. We can just stay in shape. Oh, God. Come on. Oh, we've had pretty much all the match momentum. This is just bizarre. The reason why we've got that set-piece goal is because I've come off the press. We cannot press. It was a mad idea to actually even think about that. Get in. Joe Gomez, one of the smallest players on the pitch. Get in. Okay, we're back. We're back scoring goals. Right, remember Velasco. He's got to start in every game from now on. We're back scoring goals. England are 3-0 up in Soccer Aid. Defoe has just scored. So, what is Soccer Aid? Am I missing something here? What is Soccer Aid, Callum? England are playing a World 11 in Soccer Aid. Is this like a charity thing that's going on that I'm not aware of? Is that like Soccer Aid game on live TV somewhere? Like I'm totally out of touch with that. Soccer Aid sounds a bit like Live Aid. Where's my line now? I'm going to go into a low block. Let's just like really shut them down now. There's too much movement in behind my defenders again. And it only takes one pass. I've got to I get one goal per probably at 300 highlights. The opposition get a goal every 5 highlights. So I've got to be very careful. Okay, you're going to make this one of these 3-1 or 5-1 things, are you? Oh, is after I'm going to get a hat-trick. Carlos Tevez, name from the past. I can remember when I had him in my fantasy football team for many a year. A name from the past. Come on, make it 4. If we're going to win, we usually win big. Like that ridiculous 5-0 against Manchester United. Actually, where does that put the table? What does that mean? Back to 13th? Yeah. I'll be happy with mid-table. 12th would be a good result at the end of this season. But for that, I'd expect to win one of the cups. The Caribou Cup, which we're in the final. Or win the Conference League. I wouldn't accept 12th without one of the cups coming in off the back of it. Van Bommel's gone off, has he? That's an interesting move they've made. He's the goal scorer. I don't think I need to do anything with him. We'll just leave him be. He's not really too much of an issue, I don't think. And I think it's probably time I made a couple of changes. We haven't really got any tired players yet. Winkler's having a bad game again. Let's change his role, see if that helps. Put him on as advance forward. Go and enjoy yourself up the top there. You obviously don't like playing the way I want you to play. Oh, he suddenly burst into life. Like I've given him everything he's ever desired. Offside. Soccer Aid raises money for UNICEF. Ah, right. Okay. Well, that's a good... I actually have never heard of it. I'm all for helping children out. See, we just can't get a goal from open play. Like, we've got to someday get a shot into the net from open play, boys. I know we just had a header from the smallest man on the pitch, like a bullet, but... you know, a nice piece of play resulting in a goal would be nice. Although they are having a hard time against us now, aren't they? Alright, let's deal with some of these players. João Gomez for one. Alex Scott's played a lot of football of late. Let's put Allende in there. Let's give him a try. They're all like decreasing in the stars that they've got. They're all decreasing. Keita probably does need a rest, but I haven't got anyone who can come on for him, really. I could play Gren back there. And then Missouri probably needs a rest. Garosibal, the forgotten man. Yeah, let's play him as an inverted wing back. He can just come in here. And let's play him as a support. No, let's play him as an attack. And then he can play on a support duty. He also needs to ease off the tackles. And anybody else? No. Okay, then we're done. I thought by now that this team would be, after 5 seasons, you'd expect to have put together a very, very good team. I don't know what this is. It could be that they're all just different personalities. That could be it. They just don't get on with each other. I had never thought about that. I just thought a team would be full of all sorts of personalities. But maybe I've got to start just buying the same personalities. Maybe just like pick 2 personalities. Anybody who's different doesn't come in. See, shot so wide. Does that work? Yeah, let's work the ball into the box. 4-2, Defoe again. Some interesting players in that game. Tevez, Defoe. We ought to be able to deal with that. Although it is Garosibal there now. He's a very good player, isn't he, Garosibal, in real life? And my team is absolute shite. He's like the... He's having a good game, though, since coming on. Fair play. He obviously wants his place back. I have to check his determination rating. Go on, Atom. Not far post, you won't. So still only got 4 players on greens. Atom needs a rest, actually, doesn't he? He's getting tired in each game. Oh, come on, referee, send him off. I mean, again, we've been much the better team. But at least this time the game is reflecting who's been the better team. I was just getting so tired of being the week in, week out being the better team, which means that tactically you're setting them up pretty well. And then being the better team and then losing. But at least this time it's reflecting who's been the better team. Makes a change. But only because our centre-back and defensive mid scored goals. Without centre-backs, I'd be nowhere. I would expect Man City to beat Leeds. Looks like they're going to shoot from anywhere now. Does that make them a better team or a worse team? Or doesn't it make any difference? Go on then. Shoot from anywhere. Makes you a worse team, I would imagine, shooting from anywhere. Can't see much point. With only about 12 seconds left to go. We are just the same anyway. Just shoot from anywhere. Like, even though we can't shoot, we'll just have a shot. Forget what the boss says and all that nonsense, working it into the box. What does the boss know about it? Just shoot from anywhere, boys. Just lie to them again. Nice work. That was good. Right. So we are now on 30 points. We've still got work to do before we could even think top 10. But at least we're probably not going to get relegated. Let's have a look at what the board think. Finishing mid-table. Okay, they've changed their tune a little bit. They wanted me to be a top 10 earlier. I think we could probably do 11th or 12th at a push. Reach the latter stages. Well, the game will probably let that happen anyway. I could probably just do nothing and that will be allowed to happen. Good, Luca. You deserve defeat. But it's really worrying that we cannot... Oh, this is going to be good timing, because if I do another game, then what that means is the opening game of next episode will be the cup final. And then that will give me time to go into the data hub for a few hours and check that out. And who knows if I can set up correctly? Who knows what can happen? So that'll work out. So let's get this Crystal Palace game done. It's 4 days. I'm going to rest them. Silva starting to get fit, is he? I think that might be because I left Allende off the bench, out of the team, and put him on the bench. And I just wonder. Allende has been a really big part of my plans. Where is he? He's actually not very high up, is he? He's an influential player, though. Why has he got... Oh, he's the captain, isn't he? Captain being an influential